We've all heard about the importance of getting a good night's sleep. Yet 4 out of 10 people get only 6 hours of sleep or less a night. That doesn't just leave them feeling tired the next day, it's also weakening their immune systems. Simply put, when we sleep, our bodies repair and restore themselves. Without enough sleep, we become targets for all kinds of sickness.
When individuals are getting less than, let's say, 5 to 6 hours of sleep, it's been found that your pro-inflammatory markers in your blood, so these cytokines that are communicating between different cells, they are elevated. And when some of these pro-inflammatory markers are elevated, you're at a higher risk of developing ultimately other issues. Like trouble fighting off colds and flu. To prove this point, researchers studied 2 groups of men. One group slept 4 hours a night, and the other slept 8. After 1 week, they compared the blood samples from each group. The men who slept 8 hours a night had twice the flu-fighting antibodies. In other studies, scientists discovered that when we're sleep-deprived, our T-cell numbers go down. You need T cells in your body, absolutely. They're your body's first defense of getting rid of the bugs, germs, bacteria, viruses, fungi, any of those infections that you have. That's your body's first response. It's one thing to choose sleep deprivation because you're working or playing too much. Insomnia is entirely different. It's trying to get a good 8 hours and failing because of trouble falling asleep, or waking up and not being able to get back to sleep. If you struggle with insomnia, you may be tempted to reach for a sleeping pill. But doctors say there's some other things you should try first. Sleeping pills generally have some long-term effects that we're still learning about. There's some, concerns about memory issues that could develop as a result of taking these medicines long-term. And in some instances, they can make the underlying medical condition worse. So instead of popping a pill, cut back, or better yet, cut out all caffeine. Caffeine is in all sorts of things, so it doesn't necessarily have to be coffee. It could be tea. Green tea has caffeine in it, maybe not as much as coffee, but your Monster energy drinks, your 5-hour energies, any of these types of things, they do have caffeine in them. Chocolate. In addition to caffeine, just say no to that nap on the couch. A lot of people think, oh, I didn't sleep well at night, I'm going to take a nap in the afternoon. Well, that's just reducing your body's drive to want to sleep at nighttime. At least an hour before bedtime, dim the lights and stop looking at anything that emits light, like the TV or the computer. Ultimately, when we get stimulated with light, it reduces our body's melatonin production. And we need melatonin to help us fall asleep at night and to maintain sleep during the majority of the nighttime. Regular exercise will also have you sleeping like a baby. The exercise has a neurochemical impact in improving your sleep. Don't eat within a few hours of bedtime, and don't take a shot of alcohol before bed. It will knock you out all right, but it will also wake you up later. When you get ready for bed, make sure your bedroom is dark and cool. Don't pay bills, worry about tomorrow, or argue with your spouse. All these things cause wakefulness. Instead, read a chapter in the Bible. Meditating on Scripture will calm you down, and it's a great way to end the day. One more thing, try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on the weekends. Your body needs an established rhythm of sleep. If you've tried everything and you still feel exhausted during the day, you might be one of the millions of Americans who suffer with sleep apnea. It can damage your health, and many people don't even know they have it. Sleep apnea occurs when your airway closes on and off throughout the night, so you never get the deep restorative sleep you need. Common symptoms of sleep apnea, number one is snoring, loud disruptive snoring. Certainly if there's somebody that tells you that you're choking and gasping and you're actually stopping breathing while sleeping, that's another one. Another symptom is unrefreshing sleep. When you're waking up, and let's say you've allowed yourself 8 hours of sleep, but you wake up and felt like you're hit by a truck, you barely slept at all. If you think you might have sleep apnea, get tested at a sleep center. Tom Kramer was diagnosed with it 2 years ago.
Since then, he's used this CPAP machine every night, and he says he feels like a new man.
I think that just now my immune system, it's much better. I don't get colds or, the sinus infections and so forth like I used to. I don't wake up with a sore throat and a dry throat. That's a big thing too.
The CPAP machine blows a gentle stream of air to prevent the throat from closing so you don't wake up.
I've got more energy. I've lost over 20 pounds just being on the CPAP.
By making some common sense changes, you can get the sleep you need and enjoy a much stronger immune system.
Thank you.